What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to Healthline.com's workout series, Fit It In. I am Gerren Liles, and this workout is going to be lower body focused. We're gonna target those quads, those glutes, those hammies. I'm gonna use dumbbells. Grab some if you can. If you don't have any, that's fine. And this workout is just 22 minutes, so we're gonna get you in, get you out, and on with your day. So let's get on with our warm-up. Feet about shoulder width apart. We're gonna keep it super simple. Bodyweight squats, knees in line with your toes. Sit back into your heels, come up tall. Squeeze your glutes at the top. I always say if you do not squeeze your glutes, no one else will. So make sure you make that happen in this workout. Actively push your chest out as you're going down and coming up, making sure that your core is engaged. You got a few more seconds before we switch to some reverse lunges. You have 3, you have 2, you have 1. Starting out nice and tall, step back, bend the back knee towards the floor, drive through that front heel to come up and switch. Now, a lot of these movements we're going to revisit in the workout with your weight, so make sure that your form is correct now. Again, making sure your core is engaged, you're getting nice and low. You have a few more seconds before we get into a quick hamstring stretch. You have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1. Widen your feet here. You're gonna hinge from the hips and tap your foot in between, other foot, come on up. Tap your foot in between, other foot, come on up. Now, some of you may have the tightest hamstrings in the galaxy, especially if you are doing this first thing in the morning. And so if you are unable to touch your toes and this is as far as you get, if that's where you live, that's where you live. Just make sure that you're throwing in some flexibility and mobility workouts, which you'll also find on Healthline.com's Fit It In series, so keep that in mind. You got a few more seconds before we warm up our upper body just a little bit because it's gonna be used in some way. You have 3, 2, 1. I just want you to hinge from the hips, walk out to plank position, drop your hips down, walk your hands back to your feet, and come back up. So hinge, walk it out. Once you're here, drop your hips and look up. You can hold here for as long or as short as you want, and then walk it back to stand. Good, in about 10 seconds, you're gonna stay down in plank, and we're gonna do a quick hip opener to finish this warm up off. You have 3, you have 2, you have 1. Stay at the bottom, step your foot forward, turn to the ceiling, step back and switch, other foot forward, turn to the ceiling, step back and switch. Good job. Let your eyes follow your hands as you turn. Try to make sure that you're not moving your legs on that twist, so we're isolating the core. Work on the stabilization in those legs. You have about 10 to 15 more seconds. Try to finish on your second side. Good, get it in, get it in, get it in. My Healthline fam, you have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1, and stand it up, shake it out. Good job. So if you feel like you need any other stretches, start to do so now. Otherwise, just give me a light jog, pedal your feet, march in place so you don't get cold. I'm going to explain the workout for today. Now, it's gonna be very simple. I'm gonna give you one exercise. It may or may not focus on one side of your body. You're gonna do that exercise for 45 seconds, and then we're gonna make it a little bit more intense by adding pulses and whatnot. You'll do that for 30, and then we'll finish that sequence off with the static hold. That will also be for 30. You'll get a quick break to shake it out. Curse me out if you need to, don't worry, because I can't hear you. And then we're gonna repeat the sequence on the other side. Now, we are starting off first with forward lunges. So you're gonna grab your dumbbells, you can hold them at your side here, and when I say go, you're going to step your right foot forward, again, bending that back knee towards the floor, and then pushing back to standing position. Now, make sure you're not taking too big a step forward, because then the return back will be awkward, and then make sure it's also not too short, because then you're not gonna be able to keep the weight on your heels. So grab your weights, hands at your sides. Remember, it is just the right foot stepping forward. Join me now, let's go. Now, this one is just for 45 seconds. Now, I will say that if you have heavier dumbbells, then you should grab them because your legs are a larger and a stronger muscle group. So we want to make sure that we tax them out. Okay, you don't need to worry about getting quote unquote bulky if that happens. Now you have about 20 more seconds left. This workout's gonna be different. We're gonna go from one move straight to the other with no breaks. So when I say go, you're gonna keep the right foot forward and you're simply gonna pulse up and down here for 30 seconds. You are starting that in 3, in 2, in 1. Keep the foot forward. Good, stay nice and tall. Getting that back knee close to the floor, keeping the weight on the front heel, making sure that the front knee doesn't drive past your toes. Okay, at this point, you should be wishing for this to be over. Bad news, it's not. Okay, in about 10 seconds, you're gonna hold at the bottom for 30. If you have weights and you wanna drop them down and do it body weight, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you're holding at the bottom in 3, 2, 1, and drop. Hold right here. Good, hold it, stay low, stay low. Some of you are probably doing Elvis Presley right now, that's fine. Okay, it means you're working. You have just 20 more seconds left. Don't worry, this leg is gonna get a break when this is over. Hold on tight, hold on tight, hold on tight. Last 10, I know, just shake your head, yes. You can get through this, all right, all right, all right. Healthline fam, you have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1, and shake it out. Give this leg a pat and a thank you. We're about to make the other leg feel the same way, keeping the weights in your hands. This time, your left foot steps forward for the forward lunge and return back to stand. I'll change the view for you. We are starting right now. Let's go. Left foot steps forward, bend the back knee towards the floor, push back to stand. Now, keep this in mind. We are doing what is called a unilateral exercise, which is a fancy way of saying we are working one side at a time. So now that this is your second side, you wanna make sure that you get about the same number of reps as you do on the other side, because you don't want, one strong leg and one weak leg, and then you're walking with the 1970s gangsta lean, right? Because you're stronger here and weaker here. So keep that in mind. Now in 10 seconds, remember what we did before. You're gonna keep the leg forward and you are pulsing up and down. You are here in 3, in 2, in 1, and stay nice and low, pulse it out. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. Okay, when this leg starts to burn, tell yourself, hey, I'm sorry, but I gotta make you feel the same way that the other leg felt, right? By the way, it is okay to talk to your body parts. It's fine, they listen, they'll love you. They won't think you're crazy. The people listening to you might, but your body will think you're cool. Now, in 5 seconds, you're gonna hold at the bottom for 30. You have 3, you have 2, you have 1, hold right here. Good, get a little lower, 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 I can see you. Get lower, thank you. Good, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Do the Elvis, all right. You have just 15 more seconds left. I'm gonna give you a nice break to curse me out, stretch and rehydrate and all that other stuff. Good, hold it, a touch lower, a little lower. You have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1, and recover, set the weights down, shake it out, good job. So that is essentially how the workout's gonna go. I'm gonna give you an exercise, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, 30. We'll do the other side. We are gonna have a circuit where you're working both sides at the same time, so thankfully it'll be less time. And then we're gonna have a finisher, and that's that. Okay, we are going to do a reverse lunge with a curtsy tap. So now, when I say go, your right leg is going to step back for a lunge, but you're gonna take this leg, cross it behind, return back to that standing position, and then come back up. So, sorry, your left leg, you're gonna step your left leg back, cross behind, back to neutral, come on up, step behind, back to neutral, and come on up. So you got about 20 more seconds left. Again, doing this with your dumbbells, please, but if you have just your body weight, that is fine. Hands at your sides. If you wanna life hack them and set them atop your shoulders, you have that option as well. 45 seconds on the clock is starting in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Step the left leg back, cross behind, back to neutral, come on up. Step behind, cross, back to neutral, come on up. Step behind, cross, back to neutral, come on up. Step behind, cross, back to neutral, come on up. Now, when we are done with this one in 45 seconds, our next move is gonna be a little different. So rather than pulses, we're actually gonna sneakily get our heart rate up. You're gonna keep the left leg back, and you're going to give me staggered knee raises, keeping the weight on that right heel and driving that knee up as you pump your arms as well. And we're doing that for 30 seconds, starting in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do it. So we're keeping the weight on that front heel. You're driving your knee up. You're lightly tapping the floor behind you, so you don't want your center of gravity to shift forward and back as you go. Driving straight down, drive that knee up. Go fast, go slow. You wanna get your heart rate up, you can. But in 10 seconds, we're gonna return back to that hold. You're gonna keep the leg back, bend that back knee towards the floor, and hold body weight. In 3, in 2, in 1, get low and hold here. Good, it's just 30 seconds. I know this leg hasn't even recovered from the last thing that we did. I know your legs hate you right now, but they will love you later, okay? Hang tight, squad. You are closing in on your final 15 seconds. Can you get a little bit lower for me? Of course you can, because some of you came up to try to alleviate the pain. No, stay down. Pain is why we are here. You have 5, you have 4 team, you have 3, 2, 1, and recover. Shake it out, okay, like you're shaking change out that fell in your pants and your jeans. We're gonna repeat the sequence on the other side. Remember, this time, the right leg steps back, cross behind, back to neutral, come on up. Start it right now, let's go. Step back, cross behind, back to neutral, come on up. Step back, cross behind, back to neutral, come on up. Again, we want to make this leg feel as good, as the last one does. Okay, we need to use the power of positive thinking. Your legs are not hurting. Just shake your head, no, my legs are not hurting. They feel great, okay? Now in 15 seconds, remember we're gonna drop the weight. This leg stays forward. We're gonna get that staggered knee raises once again. Go as fast or as slow as you need to, but make sure you're stabilizing through that front leg. Healthline fam, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1. Let's go, drive that knee up. Good, drive it up, drive it up. Pump those arms, right? Keep that core nice and tight. That's why we wanted to get a little bit of a warm up in our upper body, doing that walkout. Keep those elbows. We're not doing the robot and fucking chicken, right? Just drive it up, drive it up, drive it up. You have 10 more seconds before we hold that split squat once again. Get ready to keep that knee down. Healthline fam, you have 3, 2, 1, drop and hold. Good, hold it, hold it. I don't care what you do with your hands, just hold it, stay down. Good, 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 love it, love it, love it. The good news is we're gonna be on our back for the next series of exercises. It'll be a lot more glute focused, so your quads will get a little bit of a break. Hang tight, folks. You have just 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1, and recover. Shake it out. So let's make our way down to the floor. So next up, we're going to do a hip bridge series. Okay, so you're gonna lay on your back. Your ankles do not have to be directly under your knees. You can walk them forward. If you have weights, you're welcome to set them atop your hips as well. When I say go, you're simply pressing your hips up and lower down. Now, key things, make sure that you're keeping the weight on your heels. Tuck your pelvis in, your glutes come off first, then your lower back, then your mid back, and then you lower back down and repeat the process. All right, we are starting in 3, in 2, in 1, let's go. Press your hips up and lower down. Press your hips up and lower down. Once again, if you're doing this with your body weight, it's fine. Just press your hips up and squeeze, lower back down. Remember to tuck your pelvis in, glutes come off the floor first. Bring it up. You should be able to tap your toes at the top of the bridge and then lower back down. Now, in about 20-ish seconds, you're gonna hold at the top. You're gonna put your hands down. You can bring your feet closer together and you're going to give me hip bridge marches. You're gonna march your knees into your chest, keeping your hips at that elevated point. All right, you have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1. Keep your hips up high. March your knees into your chest. If you're feeling any pain in your lower back, that means you're taking your glutes out of this movement. Again, tuck your pelvis in, press them high and squeeze. Now, in about 15 seconds, You're simply gonna keep both feet down. You're gonna hold at the top. Okay, you'll get a quick break, and then you're gonna do an exercise that everybody loves to hate, hates to love, whatever you want. You have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1. Hold it up here. Hold it, hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep that pelvis tucked in. If you can get your hips higher, get those hips higher. You are gonna get a bit of a break after this, but I want you to earn it, earn it, earn it, earn it. Healthline fam, you have just 10 more seconds left. I am feeling this with you. Don't worry, we are all suffering. You have 3, you have 2, you have 1, and set your hips down. All right, sit up really quickly. Lean forward and just reach for your toes and pull here. Good, do this and then sip some water. Stretch out what you need to. Now again, this next circuit that we're doing, we're going to do one move and then a second move. There's not gonna be a third, but the first move, 45 seconds, we're not really gonna like this one. So you're gonna start with your hips up completely. You're gonna walk your legs out so your legs are straight, but your hips do not touch the floor, and then walk your feet back in. So you step out, out, in, out, out, in. Join me now, let's go. Keep those hips up. Walk one leg out, other leg out. Do a quick test here. Make sure your hips are not touching the floor and walk it back in. So continue to alternate here. Again, keeping your pelvis tucked in. This one should not be pleasant. If you are making an ugly face, then you're pretty much doing it right. Okay, if someone is in there watching you work out, please look at them and see if they are making an ugly face. Just give me a thumbs up to the screen if they are making an ugly face because it hurts. Well, good news, it's gonna get uglier because in 5 seconds, you're gonna hold your legs out straight, not letting your hips touch the floor. 3, 2, 1, walk your legs out, hold right here. Tuck your pelvis in, squeeze your glutes. Your face should have gotten really ugly right now. Hang tight, 20 more seconds left. Good, hold it, and then after this, we have our finisher, and then I will send you on your way. Just 10 more seconds, just keep making that face. You're almost done, you're right there. My fam, you have 5, you have 4, you have 3, you have 2, you have 1, and stand it up, shake it out. So, if you are doing this workout super early in the morning, I hope you had your coffee because we are about to have some math involved in the finisher of this workout. So for those of you that don't know, I used to be a school teacher. So one, if I talk to you like your kids, don't take it personal. And number 2, education is part of what I do and how I express myself. So this is how we're finishing off. First, I'm gonna show you the movement and I want you to do it with me so that we all have it. You're gonna do what's called 1.5 squats. You're gonna go all the way down, half up, back down, come up tall. That's 1 rep, right? Do it again. So all the way down, half up, back down, come up tall. Now we are going to do a ladder of that movement. So it's gonna work like this. You're gonna do 1 rep, all the way down, half up, back down, come up, walk out to plank, tap your shoulders, walk back, stand up. Then you're going to give me 2, all the way down, half up, back down, come up, that's 1, all the way down, half up, back up, come up, that's 2. Walk out, tap the shoulders, walk back, stand up. And 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. The goal is to see how high you can get in 2 minutes, okay? Set a target number in your head right now. How high can you get in this sequence in 2 minutes? So let's get ready. We are starting in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1, let's go. All the way down, half up, back down, come up, that's 1. Walk out to plank, tap your shoulders, walk back, stand it up. 2 reps. 1, 2, lean forward, walk it out, tap your shoulders, that's a small break for your legs. Come back up, then do 3. 1, 2, 3, walk it out, tap your shoulders, walk it back, come back up, then do 4, then do 5, then do 6, then do 7. So now, right, we're doing it this way because we are all different sizes, different heights, different levers, okay? So this is your opportunity to set the workout, the challenge, the goal for yourself, right? So whatever number you came up with, I want you to add a 1. I'm gonna say it again. Whatever number you came up with, I want you to add a 1 because that number that you thought of is your limit. Now we're gonna go past our limit and you have less than a minute to get this done. So make sure that you are keeping your core engaged, you're keeping your back nice and flat, coming up halfway, being consistent in your range of motion. Woo! Oh my God, walking to work is not gonna be fun. Those of you that are doing this in the morning, but you have less than 30 seconds to go. So whatever pain you're feeling right now, remember that is the point. Continue to move. Even if you slow down, my Healthline family, do not stop. Your last 10 seconds are right now. Move it, move it, move it. Get to the end of the number that you're in. You have 5, you have 4, folks. You have 3, 2, 1, and that is it. We are done, we are done, we are done. There's something I like to do at the end of all my workouts. All right, everybody get your hands up and give yourselves 10 claps right now. Great job, everyone. Feet wide, turn them out, squat down. Push out your knees. Okay, look at your legs, thank them for a job well done. Again, totally okay to talk to your body parts, just don't let other people hear you when you do it. Straighten your legs out. Both hands on one foot, bring your nose to your knees. And switch it over to the other side. And come back up, bring your feet in. Just finish off with some hip circles. Take your legs in and out here. Good, and that is all. Thank you for joining me. Please check out more workouts that I have and some of the other amazing trainers on healthline.com/fititin. That is all. We hydrate, we recover, go out and conquer the world. I am Gerren Liles, and I will see you next time.